for a couple of years, and
Mm-hmm.
then eventually it's like, yo, man, it's so hard to find interviews, in-depth interviews, for local rap artists. Like, it's the documentation was scattered
Mm-hmm.
through various media points, which were like they wouldn't give like a whole slot. It will just be like bits and pieces everywhere. Like, okay, cool. We're gonna create this platform where it'll be solely for just for South African hip hop. People can come,
Mm-hmm.
which I mean, tell us about their journeys like they haven't anywhere else. And then lucky for us as well, we're like scholars of the game. Like we love it. We continue to research, we continue to listen to music. It's just not giving up your, I want to say, that novice mindset. It doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
how far you've been in this thing, but just like but you don't know everything. You don't know enough. Just wake up and find something more. And yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is curiosity,
Mhm.
led you to start learning more about things. People hear a song and be like, oh, okay, that was a cool song, whatever, but they're not checking the credits to try
Yeah.
and track it down. Like
Mhm.
they're not going to magazines and reading that page that has everybody's name and what they do and stuff like that, and you obviously took that and ran with it, right? So you say
Yeah.
you eventually met Kitso, right? So tell me about meeting Kitso and how you all start. I know how you started a podcast. Obviously, like you recognize that there was a gap, right? But like, what was that conversation like with Kitso, having to explain to him or just like identify to him like, yo, we could do this and it could be a podcast, which in 2015 was still very new.
Yeah. So how that happened is that so I used to work for this events company in downtown Joburg. So we do these gigs and then with we just communicate and stuff, talk about music, and then we ended up switching emails. And then there was an email thread with like four of us on there. But Kitso and I were the most active on the thread, just sharing new music. It's bad. We were bootlegging, It's before streaming,
Mm-hmm.
it's before Spotify. So whoever had the album downloaded already, they would share with the others. And then yeah,
Nice.
eventually after that, but the real connection to Kitso and Kabelo was that I don't know if you know that they were a duo called Fred Pack.
Yes, I did know that.
Yeah. So I did a review on one of their mixtapes for the Cool Out website. Then I met Kabelo. I was like, yo, I'm the one who did the review. He's like, oh, boom. And then cool, he introduced me to Kitso, ended up, getting much closer with Kitso, you know. And then, yeah, one day I'd written down this whole page of like, how do we do this intro? Talk for five, like a radio show. Then we
Yeah.
got to the studio. Kids was like, hey, man, fuck that shit, man. Let's just go in and talk, you know? And then, yeah, from then, that was the Sobering podcast. Yeah, we started on SoundCloud. And then, yeah, eventually, when he came on, he helped us go into other platforms as well. And then, Kabelo kept, I mean, like, we'll hang out all together because we had a sneaker
Mm-hmm.
show together called the Food Lock where we'd review
Mm-hmm.
shoes and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
one day, Kabelo just like, let me just come with y'all to the studio. And then he came and then, yeah, he joined and then came back again. And then, yeah, the rest is as you know it.
History. Yes, yes,
Mm.
yes.